Today is day 2 of my devotions with you, PowerMoms. Today's been quite interesting, I have to say. Yesterday was easy. Today was hard. And I don't know about you, but when you start something new, usually the first couple of days are easy and then it gets harder. I had no idea that day 2 was already going to be a challenge. And it was just weird, you know. I was really excited. I'm questioning myself every step of the way with this page that I'm doing, but in the back of my mind I know this is what I'm supposed to do, because I love doing it. I love just sharing, you know, life with you, with other moms. But I had to keep reminding myself that this is not going to be easy. You know, if you're doing something different, that you know it's for the good, it's not going to be easy. If you're changing your diet, if you're wanting to spend more time with God, if you're trying to get back control with your homeschooling routine, or whatever it may be, maybe work on your relationship with your husband and you're doing little things here and there, it's not going to be easy. I have the baby playing, so if you're wondering. So I was a little bummed out. Like I said, I woke up, I was motivated but yet a little tired. I woke up later than I was supposed to, and I told you in the last video, waking up is a challenge for me, so, you know, I was a little bit not where I needed to be, but then it got worse. So I go to set up my phone on this tripod thing, and I guess I must have hit one of the side buttons incorrectly or whatever, and my phone went crazy. Like, it just shut down. And I even did a video yesterday on juicing, and now my juicer's acting weird, and I've had this juicer forever. I've never had any issues. So I'm starting to see a pattern that I'm wanting to do this because I'm excited about it, and I know this works. Community, talking, relationships, it's what us moms need. I know it works, but for me to get here, it's been a struggle. So instead of knowing struggle means you gotta be persistent, you gotta persevere, it's okay, walk through it, I just got frustrated. I was so down and discouraged, and Ryan wasn't home to fix my phone, and he's kind of like not my go-to guy, like, hey, do this, do that, but tech-wise, like, when he's around, I'm more confident in knowing, you know, Ryan's here to fix whatever, so I can continue. But if he's not, and I'm frustrated, in a bad mood, then I'm for sure not going to fix it, because I'm already not tech-savvy, and then I'm in a mood. It's just not a good combination. So, like I said, I just kind of went throughout the day, and I thought, if anything, I'll do the video later. So here's later. So it's not the morning, but better late than never. I yesterday read Proverbs 31 to you, so I'm going to kind of back up. I'm going to start with Proverbs 1, and I would like to go through the book of Proverbs. Proverbs, as you know, or maybe you don't, is a book full of wisdom. And as a mommy, we need wisdom. We need supernatural wisdom that only comes from our Creator. Men have many, many things they can tell you, many, you know, advice and 10 steps here and all this stuff, but at the end of the day, moms, it's God that gives us the wisdom. So we are going to start with chapter 1. Here we go. The Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel. To acquire wisdom and discipline, to understand the words of insight, to receive instruction in wise behavior, righteousness, justice, fairness, to give discernment to the naive. Knowledge and discretion to the youth. Let the wise listen and increase learning, and the discerning obtain wise counsel. So that's what we're doing, moms. We're not saying we're clueless. It says if we're wise, we listen. So we listen to each other. We listen to our, you know, our mentors, and we listen to God, most importantly. To understand a proverb and a puzzle, the sayings of the wise and their riddles. The fear of Adonai is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and discipline. Hear, my son, your father's instruction, and forsake not your mother's teachings. For they are a garland of grace for your head and a chain to adorn your neck. So that's interesting. God's instructions, or our fathers and mothers' teachings and instructions, come from our Creator. And it says that is a garland of grace for our head and a chain to adorn our neck. And women are all about, adornments. And sometimes we want to adorn our physical self, but not spiritually. So maybe on the outside we look really pretty, but we're totally rotten inside. And God's showing us here in His Word what beauty is. My son, if sinners entice you, do not give in. Suppose they say, "Come with us. Let's lie and wait for blood. Let's ambush the innocent for no reason. Let's swallow them alive like Sheol, still healthy as they go down to the pit. We'll find all sorts of valuable things. We'll find our homes with loot. Throw your lot in with us. We'll all have one wallet. My son, do not go along with them. Keep your foot from their path. For their feet run to evil, and they are swift to shed blood. Surely it is useless to spread a net in the eyes of all winged creatures. But they lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush their own lies. Such is the fate of all gaining by violence. It takes the life of its possessor. Wisdom calls aloud in the streets. She raises her voice in public squares. She cries out above the commotion. At the entrances of the gates, she utters her speech. How long will you naive ones love simplicity? You scoffers delight in scoffing, and you fools hate knowledge. You are repulsed at my rebuke. Behold, I pour out my heart to you. I will make my words known to you. Because you refused when I called and did not pay attention when I stretched out my hand. All through the Old Testament, it says we have a God that has an outstretched arm over His people Israel. He's always been available and accessible for us to reach out to Him. He's not a faraway God. He's a close God. Since you ignore all my advice and you would not accept my rebuke, I, in turn, will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when dread comes on you, when your terror comes like a storm, and your calamity sweeps over you like a whirlwind. When trouble and distress overwhelm you, then they will cry out to me. Isn't that true when our world is turned upside down and there's violence or there's something that happens that's devastating? What do people do? They run to churches. They want to start praying. They want to start talking to God. They're going to cry out to Him in these last days, but He wants His sons and daughters to cry out to Him now, and not just when we're in trouble, just like your kids. It says, again, then they will cry out to me, but I will not answer. They will earnestly seek me, but will not find me. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Adonai, they would not accept my counsel. They spurned all my reproof, so they will eat the fruit of their own way. It's like reaping what you sow. And be filled with their own schemes, for the backsliding of the naive will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever pays attention to me will live securely and be free from the fear of evil. I think God really wants His people to humble themselves and seek His face daily, not just in times of trouble, but because I think God knows the beginning from the end, and if we trust Him in the days to come, like we read about that Proverbs 31 wife, she doesn't fear, she laughs at the days to come because she knows where her trust is, she knows where her dependence is, but yet she has done her part. She has prepared her family, she has prepared what they need. You do your portion, and then God does the rest. Yesterday when I was doing that juicing video for you and just cooking, I wanted to include just these thoughts I had about eating healthy. And you can get so caught up, in ingredients and that sort of thing, especially based on your personality. If you're like an all or nothing person, it can get tricky. So you can get discouraged, and I was getting discouraged because every time I go shopping, I'm just like, oh, this is exhausting. And then I'll look at all the junk, like I'll read it, and it says healthy this, healthy that, and you're like, what a lie. And you could almost just like give up and not care and be like, you know what, I'm just not doing this anymore. But like when we were reading, like the Proverbs 31 woman, let's do our part. Let's do our steps and then let it go to God. Because if we get so caught up in what to eat and what not to eat, and then, you know, did my daughter get enough of this? Did my son get enough of that? It could be an obsession, and obsessions aren't healthy. And honestly, God is telling his people, like, just remember the teachings of your fathers and your mothers, those instructions that was given, you know, our spiritual fathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and how we are part of this family, Israel, and those teachings, those instructions are good for us, and they're going to bring life for us. So if we do our part, that's our part. We follow God's ways, we take our steps, then we laugh at what's to come because our trust is in Adonai. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate your support. A lot of you are commenting. A lot of you are excited. And I'm super excited. And I have to say, like in the beginning, community works. Being together works. Talking and just laughing at each other's mistakes. It's good to come together, because in unity there is God. And there is love and there's support. And that's where we thrive. So I hope you have an awesome day. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye for today.